Sri Sai Satcharitra, Chapter 1. Salutations, the story of grinding wheat and its philosophical significance. According to the ancient and revered custom, Hemant Pant begins the work Sai Satcharitra with various salutations. First, he makes obeisance to the god Ganesha to remove all obstacles and make the work a success, and says that Sri Sai is the god Ganesha. Then to the goddess Saraswati to inspire him to write out the work, and says that Sri Sai is one with this goddess and that he is himself singing his own life. Then to the gods Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar, the creating, preserving and destroying deities respectively, and says that Sainath is one with them, and he, as the great teacher, will carry us across the river of worldly existence. Then to his tutelary deity Narayan Adinath, who manifested himself in Konkan, the land reclaimed by Parashurama from the sea, and to the Adi Purusha of the family. Then to the Bharadwaja Muni, into whose Gotra clan he was born, and also to various Rishis, Yagyolakya, Brigu, Parashara, Narada, Vedavyasa, Sanak, Sanandan, Sanat Kumar, Shuka, Shaunak, Vishwamitra, Vasishta, Valmiki, Vamadeva, Jaimini, Vaishampayana, Navayogendra, etc. And also modern saints such as Nivriti, Jnanadev, Sopan, Muktabai, Janardhan, Ekanath, Namadev, Tukaram, Kanha and Narhari, etc. Then to his grandfather Sadashiv, Father Raghunath, his mother who left him in his infancy, to his paternal aunt who brought him up, and to his loving elder brother. Then to the readers, and praised them to give their whole and undivided attention to this work. And lastly, to his Guru, Sri Sainath, an incarnation of Sri Dattatreya, who is his sole refuge and who will make him realize that Brahman is the reality and the world an illusion, and incidentally to all beings in whom the Lord God dwells. After describing in brief the various modes of devotion according to Parashara, Vyasa and Shandilya, etc., the author goes on to relate the following story. It was some time after 1910 AD that I went one fine morning to the masjid in Shirdi for getting a darshan of Sai Baba. I was wonderstruck to see the following phenomenon. After washing his mouth and face, Sai Baba began to make preparations for grinding wheat. He spread a sack on the floor and thereon set a hand mill. He took some quantity of wheat in a winnowing fan, and then drawing up the sleeves of his kafni robe and taking hold of the peg of the hand mill, started grinding the wheat by putting a few handfuls of wheat in the upper opening of the mill and rotated it. I thought, what business Baba had with the grinding of wheat when he possessed nothing and stored nothing, and as he lived on alms. Some people who had come there thought likewise, but none had the courage to ask Baba what he was doing. Immediately, this news of Baba's grinding wheat spread into the village, and at once men and women ran to the masjid and flocked there to see Baba's act. 4 bold women from the crowd forced their way up, and pushing Baba aside, took forcibly the peg or handle into their hands, and singing Baba's leelas started grinding. At first, Baba was enraged, but on seeing the women's love and devotion, he was much pleased and began to smile. While they were grinding, they began to think that Baba had no house, no property, no children, none to look after, and he lived on alms. He did not require any wheat for making bread or roti. What will he do with this big quantity of flour? Perhaps, as Baba is very kind, he will distribute the flour amongst us. Thinking in this way while singing, they finished the grinding, and after putting the hand mill aside, they divided the flour into 4 portions and began to remove them one per head. Baba, who was calm and quiet up till now, got wild and started abusing them, saying, "Ladies, are you gone mad? Whose father's property are you looting away? Have I borrowed any wheat from you so that you can safely take the flour? Now please do this. Take the flour and throw it on the village borders limits." On hearing this, the women felt abashed, and whispering amongst themselves, went away to the outskirts of the village and spread the flour as directed by Baba. I asked the Shirdi people, what was this that Baba did? They had replied that as the cholera epidemic was spreading in the village, and this was Baba's remedies against the same, it was not wheat that was ground, but cholera itself was ground to pieces and pushed out of the village. From this time onwards, the cholera epidemic subsided and the people of the village were happy. I was much pleased to know all this. But at the same way, my curiosity was also aroused. I began to ask myself, what earthly connection was there between wheat flour and cholera? What was the causal relation between the two? And how to reconcile them? The incident seems to be inexplicable. I should write something on this and sing to my heart's content Baba's sweet Leelas. Thinking in this way about this Leela, my heart was filled with joy, and I was thus inspired to write Baba's life, the satcharitra. And as we know, with Baba's grace and blessing, this work was successfully accomplished. Philosophical significance of grinding. Apart from the meaning which the people of Shirdi put on this incident of grinding wheat, there is